for my outfit, which was nice stripy trousers and sort of beige, nice. It was a vision in beige, really. And I thought it looked rather silly until I saw Colin Baker's outfit.
As EastEnders moved into Albert Square, Colin Baker moved into the TARDIS.
This is Perry, my assistant.
Hi.
Only the two of you?
Yes, travelling light this time. Besides, so difficult to recruit good staff these days, don't you agree?
With a costume louder than Live Aid, his doctor was blonde and curly, mean and moody.
We're heading towards the middle 80s, and then, you know, if you look back and see photographs of yourself in the 80s, they're absolutely terrible, and we all look shocking. And there's Colin Baker in the loudest, most colourful, most 1980s fashions you could possibly have.
They wanted me to be totally tasteless, so I had a totally tasteless costume.
99 red balloons floating.
I was kind of saddled with something that hadn't been my choice. The only good thing was I was on the inside of it looking out. It was somebody else's problem to have to look at it.
From the TARDIS to the Titanic, phones to filofaxes, the 80s generation was upwardly mobile. But by 86, Baker was down and out, to be replaced by Doctor Number 7. As Voyager boldly went where no other craft had been before, our Gallifreyan globetrotter was now Sylvester McCoy.
What are you expecting to find down here, anyway?
The unknown.
Oh, isn't that a bit dangerous, then?
Probably. But then if I knew what was down here, I wouldn't have to look.
As the late 80s settled down, then you get Sylvester McCoy. And it's a bit eccentric, it's a bit more practical. There's duffel coats, it's sort of ordinary jackets. The whole Doctor image calms down actually then, as fashion was calming down, I think.
When I went for the interview, I arrived, it was a sunny day, and I had my hat, my straw hat on that way, turned up. I think that's one of the reasons why I got Doctor Who.
The end of the 80s signalled a temporary end for Doctor Who. In the year of falling walls and falling viewing figures, McCoy battled bravely to keep Doctor Who afloat.
I shot episode 1, and that was set in the present. And there was aliens. First ingredient of Doctor Who, the aliens.
Action!
When we got to episode 2 and we suddenly transported into the future, I realised that was another element. This is the day the sun expands. Welcome to the end of the world. And then in episode 3, with Dickens, we went to the past, and by then I was getting to know the territory.
And set. Set an 8.
In Swansea, our cameras went behind the scenes to see what it takes to create a genuine Dickensian drama.
There's a beat request that I need from you, which is the address.
And I was born in Swansea and always, as a little schoolboy, loved Doctor Who and used to walk around dreaming of Doctor Who being in Swansea, and now it's actually here and it's not the episode I wrote, which is like so close and yet so far.
It seems so unreal. I never really thought it was happening. It seems like a strange dream because I've waited, honestly, all my life to do this. And I was quite overwhelmed for a few moments. I had a few tears. It was like, I got the kind of Saturday night feeling again. First time, I don't know how long, it just felt amazing. And it was not only I was watching Doctor Who being made, I was watching my Doctor Who being made.
This is when I'm glad I'm not an actual producer. As in, I'm an executive producer, and this time Phil is the producer, and that's hard work. On a night like this, when it is, the wind is blowing and the snow's not putting down and we're late, that's when being a producer is a nightmare, because you're just looking at your watch and looking at money, and that's where I can swan off. And at midnight, I'm off. It's like they're here till 4 in the morning, and I'm going to go, yeah, thank you, bye.
It's always very complicated, but it's doubly so tonight, because we've got special effects, we've got horses and carriages, we've got something like 70 extras all in period dress this evening as well, and so it's an enormous thing to coordinate. Terrifying.
Here we go. Stand by then, and action!
It's not 1860, it's 1869.
Don't care.
And it's not Naples.
I don't care.
It's Cardiff.
Right.
Cut.
Part of the fun of the series is each time you turn on at 7 o'clock, you just don't quite know where you're going to be, past, present, future.
Oh, that's just not fair.
With such a heritage, how will the press take to Doctor Number 9?
Who are you?
Told you, the Doctor.
Yeah, but Doctor what?
Just the Doctor.
The Doctor.
Hello.
Everyone seemed to have such extraordinary goodwill towards the show. I mean, the excitement in the room was wonderful, and it was just a really special moment to just make you realise why Doctor Who seems to be so important to people. It just has this resonance.
With the press screening in Cardiff over, Episode 1 has set the room alight.
All English you can do with it.
I'm stunned, I can't see. I knew this was going to be a big deal. I've seen clips of it before, but I wasn't quite prepared for how pacey, how funny, how exciting it was. There was a moment in there when I discovered that I literally was on the edge of my seat.
You got a cat?
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hit.
And what did they make of the new Doctor?
Chris is definitely a Doctor for the 21st century.
He's grungy, he talks from the north, there's this great line, he's got his Manchester accent where Billy says if you're an alien, how come you talk like you're from the north? And he says...
Lots of planets have a north.
They've always been quite posh, really, I think, the Doctors. They've always been a bit eccentric.
There's always been something of the time about the Doctor. Whatever actor is playing it, there's been something of that era in which the show was transmitted.
Back in the 70s, John Pertwee's Doctor was the original Inspector Gadget. While T-Rex glammed up rock, Pertwee glammed up the dock, setting the platform for a whole new generation of Doctor Who fans.
They ought to play games, don't we?
I'm quite spry for my age, actually.
Oh, there we go. Terrific.
John Pertwee comes along then, and it is Jimi Hendrix. The look is absolutely Hendrix, the frilly shirts, the velvet jackets. You know, it's assimilating the early 70s perfectly into a really sort of Jason King, Jimi Hendrix type image, which works perfectly for that man.
While Jimi Hendrix played his sixth string and George Best tugged at heartstrings, Pertwee drove, hovered and flew his way into the 70s.
In life, he was also a tremendous adventurer. He skied, he used to dive for treasure, and motorbikes, car racing. John did all those things, so there was a little bit of the Doctor in John.
You better beware, you better take care, you better watch out if you got long black hair. You come from behind, you go out of your mind, you better not go, you never know what you'll find.
In the decade of hoppers and choppers, John Pertwee was full of flair, cutting a dash as Dandy Doctor number 3.